there is a gentleman known as Selector Devi, who was kidnapped by soldiers a couple of months ago, a couple of days ago, shot in the stomach. And unfortunately today we have received the sad news that Devi, received the sad news that Devi has passed on. So that's the gentleman that you see on the screen. He was shot by the police, that is Uganda police, and as we speak today, the gentleman has passed on. I don't know why I can't see the comments, but I don't know what's wrong with my settings. The comments, comments. All right, okay, I can see the comments now. So that's Devi. He has been killed by the police. The gentleman has passed. And all right, comments, I can see them now. All right, so that's Devi, that he has been killed by the police. So Bobby Wine has made a statement about the murder of Devi, and the statement is the one that you can see there, and he says that military men raided the workplace of one of our comrades and a member of our support team, Elijah Muchibi Kate, a 24-year-old who worked in Chiseka Market as a mechanic. Elijah was shot in the stomach, and today morning he passed away. One wonders how many innocent citizens this regime will have to kill on its way out. Rest in peace, brother. One day justice will be served. Statement on the murder of our brother, known as Muchibi Elijah, gentleman known as Muchibi Elijah, a 24-year-old who was killed by, a 24-year-old who was killed by the military as a result of shooting him in the stomach. So what you see today is Museveni is killing the future. Hold on, guys. All right, now I get the comments. All right, so what we are seeing today is we have a president who is 75-year-old, and now he has unleashed a battle against the youth of the country. Most of these people that are being murdered and being killed are actually, they are below 30 years old, most of them, and majority are actually under 40 years old. So the gentleman who is carrying out this purge is 75 years old. And all these people they are not being killed because they have guns. They are not being killed because they have like magazines of bullets or grenades or things like that. They're not being killed because they are planning on going to the bush and do things that are not within the law. The reason as to why these people are being killed and why they are being kidnapped is because these people support Bobby Wine. Simple. It is because these people support Kyagulanyi. That is why the government has unleashed a purge against these people. So that is how Museveni says that he is securing our future. This is 2 days to the election, but he is still killing people, unfortunately. So wherever you are in the world, please pray for our country, Uganda. Pray for Africa, pray for the world, so that these elderly people can get some sort of humanity within their hearts and understand that the kids they are killing are the kids. They can't be their own children. They can't be their own children. They can't be their own grandchildren. What is wrong with humanity? How many people will they have to kill so that they come to their senses and understand that leadership or being in government, it doesn't have to be a matter of do or die. It doesn't have to be a matter of I don't know why people cannot understand. At times you just wish that there was no government or anything of that sort, because whenever people are given power, and this is how power corrupts people, and they start killing grandchildren. Museveni, for heaven's sake, is 75. He's actually 80 years old. That is if you go with, because he doesn't even speak his own age. He's ashamed. If you call him an old man, it gets you in prison. In Uganda, if you call Museveni an old man, it gets you in prison. That is why you see every day he's doing press-ups. That is why you see every day he's trying to sing so that he can feel, so that he can fit in with us, is in some sort of a midlife crisis. These are things that he never did while he was a teenager, while he was young, while his brothers and sisters, the people in his age, were out there, trying to go to school and maybe trying to date women and do those things that people go through when they are teenagers. For him, he was busy in the bush killing people and then blaming it on the government. And now he reaches 75 years old. He sees that death is near. He should be, actually right now, he should be giving his will to different people, to tell them that when I die, please, this is my will. I want so and so to be my successor. I want so and so to do this. This is what I envision for the country. Instead of concentrating on how to, eradicate, to edit his will and things of that sort, he wants to be young. He wants to be like us. I always pray to God that I wouldn't like to reach an age of 70, and then I start thinking of being like a teenager. It is so absurd. Just because he's now envious about with the youths, he has now just started to kill every youth that he comes across. On the other hand, God is paying him back by using COVID to kill most of his most closest people. But government shouldn't be something, a do-or-die situation. Leadership shouldn't be a do-or-die situation. It shouldn't be that. So that is one of the counterparts that has been killed, unfortunately, and it is really terrible and sad news. Uganda, as we speak today, things are not so good. Guys, just pray for us. One of our other brother has also been killed. That's our other brother who has been kidnapped today. He's okay. What is saying? My voice is too low. I don't know what's wrong with my settings. Someone say that my voice is too low. Stop doing what? Stop confusing me. Anyway, so what I was saying, guys, is that our other brother, that one that you see on the screen, he's called Haman Ainebiona. Now, Haman is one of the coordinators of the Diaspora, and he has been coordinating the work of People Power, the work of NUP in the Diaspora. So Haman, as we speak today, guys, let me know if my voice is too low so that I'm aware. Your voice is too low. Is my voice too low or what? My voice is okay. People would have told me here. Someone is saying my voice is low. These NRM bots at times, they come and disorganize. Your voice is okay. Maybe the phone of that person. Okay. Alright, so that is Haman Ainebiona. He's a coordinator of the Diaspora. He's one of our leaders here. He's one of the leaders of Ugandans living in the Diaspora. Ugandans living out here in UK, South Africa, and different parts of the world. He's not even 40, he's not even 30 years old. He just recently married. The wife is pregnant. He left the wife in America, and he went back to Uganda in order to be able to take part in the election process. Haman has been brutally arrested by the state today, and I'll see if I can find the video here where the government they found him in his hotel where he was resting because he was trying to distribute appointment letters to different people who are going to help guard the vote of Honorable Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, also known as Bobi Wine, on election day on Thursday. So when the police knew that Haman was in Lila, they arrested him in a very, very violent manner. So here is a video.
I can't breathe. Why are you talking me? Why are you talking me? You're stopping me. Leave me alone. I can't breathe. Why are you talking me? Why are you talking me? You're stopping me. Leave me alone. I can't breathe. Why are you talking me? Why are you talking me? You're stopping me. I can't breathe. Why are you talking me? Why are you talking me? You're stopping me. Leave me alone.
As you have seen, that's a video of Aman, one of our counterparts, being brutally arrested by Museveni and his secret police, his henchmen. So Bobi Wine has released a statement about the arrest of Haman again, and he said that this is Herman Ainebiona, our diaspora and team leader. Like many Ugandans from the diaspora, Herman decided to return home and participate in his historical election. Upon arrival, he volunteered to deliver polling day materials on behalf of NUP to Lila. Lila is a district in Uganda. Upon reaching in Lila, he was immediately arrested. His whereabouts are still unknown, although our teams on ground suspect he is being held at El Lila CPS, Central Police Station. Herman joins thousands of supporters, comrades, and leaders who General Museveni has detained in the run-up to the election. Like I have been saying, the incredible violence we are witnessing is not evidence of strength. It only shows the dictatorship is in absolute panic. Their fall is imminent. So that's the statement that Bobi Wine has released on the arrest of one of our People Power comrades, a gentleman known as Herman, who is our coordinator in the diaspora. So that is what happened today. And then, of course, the news is still big that happened today in the entire day, and we shall be here trying to break it up. Now, you see, Uganda has 1.5 million. We have 1.5 million people in the diaspora. That is Ugandans outside Uganda, if you know what I mean. And these people have been contributing a lot to the struggle. They have been giving their hard-earned money, the dollars, the pounds, or the rands that they earn in different parts of the world, and they are giving in the struggle. Museveni has the reason as to why, what makes Bobi Wine very different, for those of you who do not understand why Bobi Wine is so powerful. We have never heard any politician in Uganda that people have actually dug in their pockets and then give the money in order to support a cause. For the very first time in Uganda, why Bobi Wine is so deadly against Museveni is because that people have actually contributed to this struggle from their own pockets. Whatever thing you see that Bobi Wine uses, everything, these people have contributed from the diaspora and people on ground back at home. That is why Museveni has struggled to know where Bobi Wine gets the money, and that is why you see now he only comes out with allegations of foreigners backing Bobi Wine, because they see the money is coming from outside, entering Uganda, and then being given to Bobi Wine. But what they do not understand is that this money comes from Ugandans living in the diaspora that do 9 to 6 jobs and things of that sort, where they dig their own pockets and give. You know, we Africans at times we are very, very stingy with our contributions to different things. But these people, they have contributed money, they have coordinated very well, and that is what pains Museveni. For your information, like I told you last time, Uganda is the second biggest country that receives remittances on the entire African continent. The first one, I think, is Nigeria. And we contributed, I think, 1.4 trillion Ugandan shillings, I think in no, that is in 2019. We contributed 1.4 trillion Ugandan shillings. And whenever they introduced mobile money in the country, the Bank of Uganda actually had to plead to tell the government, to advise government that the remittances had reduced, and as a matter of fact, it was affecting the Ugandan economy, because these remittances, it is us who bring this foreign currency into the country, and when you put that foreign currency into the country, it actually uplifts the economy. So if people stop sending that money and putting the dollars and pounds into the economy, then all of a sudden our shilling, the so-called currency, is gonna be affected. So Ugandans, there is a time that they decided that, you know what, we are going to boycott sending money to Uganda. 1.4 trillion Ugandan shillings is a lot. And when we decided to do that, so what happened? They felt the pinch because Ugandans were no longer sending money and the economy was crumbling. So which is really, really interesting. So that is our other counterpart who has been arrested, and unfortunately, this is what is going on in the country today. That isn't the only arrest. There are so many arrests that have been going on. 2 weeks ago, Bobi Wine's entire team that he campaigns with was taken by these policemen, and then they charged them with the possession of firearms, and they were put before a court-martial. Civilians, the oldest of these people actually I think was around 36 years old. They were put before a court-martial for possession of firearms. Can you imagine? That is around, I think, 2 weeks ago. And then different people there are some people that are being kidnapped, arrested without even our consent, without even our knowledge. And really this gives a big picture about Africa. It gives a big picture about Uganda as a country. For those of you who have been to Uganda, Uganda is a very lovely country. It has very lovely people, very friendly. And whenever you go and start speaking to people from Uganda, you easily get along very well. But whenever we have leaderships like the Musevenis of this world, whenever we have leaderships in Africa like the Musevenis of this world who frown upon their own people and start beating them up and start taking them through a hell, taking them through hell, it really gives a bad picture about our country. So you guys shouldn't think that this is what Ugandans are, but this is just a clique of a few people who destabilize the entire region, that is East Africa, and also who destabilize and give a bad image about the entire continent. And I'm really finding it very good now that our brothers and sisters from different parts of Africa are now seeing and they are not buying into Museveni's narrative of Pan-Africanism and Museveni's narrative of fighting for Africa and Museveni's narrative of using words like foreigners in order to rev up support from different parts, from different countries of the continent. Because now the youths in these other countries are no longer buying that narrative. However much you tell them that it is the whites, it is the foreigners that are trying to overthrow me in power. Look, they do not even have to look into that. What we have exposed to show you what you're doing to us, to what you're doing to our mothers, our sisters, our brothers. Kids as young as 14 are being arrested and put in jail for supporting Bobi Wine. And that is Africa for you. That is completely Africa for you. So today, Bobi Wine, while he was having an interview on a radio known as, I think, Hot 96, it's a Kenyan radio, he was having an interview, an exclusive interview with Jeff Koinange. Jeff Koinange, I think, works with Citizen TV, which is a Kenyan TV. And then Bobi Wine was there a couple of years ago, and when he went to visit the Kenyan Parliament, the Kenyan youth MPs, he was invited by Babu Owino, and then he went and talked to different people in the country and also met Ugandans who are living in Kenya. The icing on the cake of his trip to Kenya was his interview that he had, on Citizen, that was hosted by Jeff Koinange. Jeff Koinange is also one of those people who interviewed President Museveni, and when he asked President Museveni that, why don't you retire? Don't you feel that you are not appreciated what you have done? And Museveni told Jeff Koinange, Jeff can remember this very well because it went viral. He told him that, for me, I'm only working for myself and my family. I'm not working for anyone else. And Museveni has repeatedly told the people of Uganda, he has repeatedly told us that he's not anyone's servant. For him, he works for himself and his family, as clear as the day. That is how that is how he governs the country. That is how he tells us. He undermines us. He calls us fools. He calls us pigs. Anything that demeans a human being or anything that dehumanizes anyone, he calls it the people of Uganda. We have been called fools, we have been called thugs, we have been called homosexuals, we have been called the what do you call it? Because he'll use it in a derogatory way to demean people. And for him, the only people that he sees that are human beings in the country, it is him and his family. Now, here is a clip when Jeff was interviewing Bobi Wine today morning, and then Bobi Wine had to cut the interview short because the military had come in his house today to arrest the maid, to arrest his askari, that is the people who guard the gates, who open the gates in and out. They came for them. They arrested the askari. They arrested the military, the guards that his own private guard that he has around the house. They arrested the Shamba boys. They arrested everyone. The only thing they left was the dogs. So Bobi Wine, while he was still on the interview with Jeff Koinange, he had to cut it short and tell him that, look here, man, I have to go. These guys have come for they have taken everyone in the house. They are taking everyone. Please give me this moment. Now, this is not the first moment. Of course, Bobi Wine has had to cut his interview short. Also, a couple of days ago, Bobi Wine still had to cut his interview while he was he was launching his petition to the International Criminal Court to investigate President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and his Minister of Security, a COVID patient right now known as Eli Tumwine, and some other security officers for human rights abuses and things of that sort. So here is a clip of Bobi Wine while on the interview with Jeff Koinange, and then he had to cut it short, and Jeff was actually, and his co-host were left in amazement on really what is going on in the country Uganda. So here's the clip.
My house. Even when we got a second campaign team, it was also arrested in Bali and detained. So I'm sorry, even right now as we speak, we are being raided by the military. I have to end the interview because I can see soldiers beating my security guard. What? I have to go down and give it attention.
Oh, sorry about that. You do what you need to do, Bobby, and stay safe, okay?
Yeah, sure. I'll talk to you, Jeff.
Okay, brother. All the best.
So I'm sorry, even when we got a second campaign team, it was also arrested in Bali and detained. So I'm sorry, even right now as we speak, we are being raided by the military. I have to end the interview because I can see soldiers beating my security guard. What? I have to go down and give it attention.
Oh, sorry about that. You do what you need to do, Bobby, and stay safe.
Even when we got a second campaign team, it was also arrested in Bali and detained. So I'm sorry, even right now as we speak, we are being raided by the military. I have to end the interview because I can see soldiers beating my security guard. What? I have to go down and give it attention.
Oh, sorry about that. You do what you need to do, Bobby, and stay safe, okay?
Yeah, sure. I'll talk to you, Jeff.
Okay, brother. All the best. All the best. God. Good Lord.
While on an interview, it was a phone call that they were on. It was a phone interview. Bobi Wine had to call in. So he had to cut the interview short with this Kenyan radio station hosted by a gentleman known as Jeff Koinange, like you have seen in the picture. And then Bobi Wine had to, one of the helpers in his home called him and told him, hey, they are beating people up here. They are beating the guard. They are beating the Shamba boys. They are beating everyone. Please come and help. So he had to cut the interview short to go and help out his people that that live with him in his home. Everyone has been taken away from Bobi Wine. His personal bodyguard, his media personnel, a gentleman known as Kasiri Ashraf, he was shot in the head. Right now is in a coma in one of the hospitals in the country. Everyone who holds the phone has been taken away. Bobi Wine is only left with actually I think just one driver, because we have learned that what the government is planning is actually some people are saying that what the government is planning is to leave him like a lone wolf, so that if anything is being done to him, there is no evidence and there is no one that can testify on the actions that the government has done. Because everyone, Bobi Wine is a person, if he walks out of the house like this, the moment he steps out on his doorstep, many people will come flocking to him. Now the only person that he's left with as we speak today, it is just him and his wife. Even yesterday, one of his younger brothers, known as Mickey Wine, was also abducted and taken away to unknown location. All these people are being taken away, and all these people are young. They are below 40. They are below 30 years old. All these people that are being abducted and taken. Why? Because they are supporting Bobi Wine. That's why. That is why. Nothing else. Now there is another clip that has been making it on social media. I don't know if I can find it here, but one of the gentlemen was actually today. There is a guy who was beaten so badly just because he was cleaning Bobi Wine's poster. So they had to actually beat him up so badly. Like these things are so sick, man. They are really, really sick in the country, because At times you look for how to defend our country, but you can't. There is nothing you can come out and defend. Let's see this clip of a gentleman being beaten just because he was holding Bobby Wine's photo. Just holding Bobby Wine, and because when I tell you these things, some people might think, oh no, he's lying, he's making stuff up. Now here is a clip of a Bobby Wine supporter being beaten for holding a Bobby Wine poster. That's it. Kampala, in the central city of Kampala. As you can see, the gentleman was beaten, taken to unknown destination. We do not hear from, we haven't heard from him. So like you have seen, from the look of things, that would be the more lenient approach, I would say, of beating you up just for holding Bobby Wine's poster. You're beaten up for just wearing red. You're beaten up for just doing this sign. You know, this is our sign, people power, for just wearing a red beret. That one, they just take you to the court martial and arrest you. It is hard. It is hard. Because if at all we were maybe rebels, if we had grenades and they caught us maybe stealing people and beating people up, and maybe if we had done those jobs, okay, so if we had done those crimes, those things would be justifiable, what they are doing to us. But just holding a poster of Bobby Wine, just saying Bobby Wine, just saying people power, just saying NUP, that's it. You get shot. That is the lenient approach. They beat your head up, and then taken away, never to be seen again. All these people have families, they have wives, they are caretakers in their families. But unfortunately, we never hear from them again. When you try to track them down, you can't hear from them again. Attack has been made on the civil societies that would have fought for these people looking into human rights violations. Museveni froze all their accounts, so there is nothing they can absolutely do, because their accounts were frozen, and Museveni put charges of terrorism to these civil society organizations or NGOs. For the lawyers who try to go and fight for these people, the lawyers at times are arrested and crimes are being put on them. A case in point is a renowned human rights lawyer known as Nicholas Opio. Nicholas Opio, he was documenting and trying to profile the people who were killed on November 18th and November 19th by the Ugandan government. When he tried to investigate these people, because Nicholas Opio is a renowned international human rights lawyer and is a very credible person, what happened is the government all of a sudden came and arrested him and took him away. When they took him away, you see what happens in Uganda is this. These people do not charge you and then arrest you. You know, they first arrest you and then they tell you the crime that you have committed. That is what happens in Uganda. So you are guilty before you are charged, number one. Number two, by the time they arrest you, you have already committed a crime. So they preempt a crime you are going to commit and then they come and arrest you, of which that crime is going to be a trumped up crime. So what happened is they said this human rights lawyer was doing money laundering, Nicholas Opio of Chapter 4, that his account had a lot of money on it. And so they decided to arrest him and throw him in jail until international organizations had to come in and fight for his freedom. So right now, Nicholas Opio is still busy with the charges of money laundering and so on and so forth. So things are really, the situation is so bad that we have to